disruptive.
Weird thing to happen. So this next story, folks, is pretty interesting, hilarious. But before we get into that, I want to show people this. Ta-da! Oh, look at that. Nice, beautiful hat there. True North, strong, free. There you go. Not just words in our national anthem, folks. It's a motto. And if you want to get a hat exactly like this, if you want to look as perfect as I am, or any other merchandise, I encourage people to check out the Kitz Corner merchandise store. You can check the link down below of this video and check out some merchandise for yourself. Show your support, wear your support, and you can help support independent media and Canadian content creators like myself battle through the propaganda noise that comes and generates through from the CBC, CTV, Global, and elsewhere, and really help support Canadian content creators by, wearing their merchandise just like this. Look at that. Doesn't that look good on me? Doesn't that look good? Awesome. I look like 10 years younger wearing this hat. It's kind of cool. But anyway, getting into the actual story, because this is pretty hilarious, folks. So this involves InfoWars. And anytime I do an InfoWars story, it's always going to be hilarious because Alex Jones is like really an entertainer. He is an entertainer. I don't take everything he says seriously. I think a lot of it is just for show and for joke, and it's just absolutely just hilarious. A lot of the takes, and it makes me giggle that people think that people take this guy a little too seriously than the average viewer. But this came about. I thought this was pretty interesting. So this guy, Owen Shroyer, who has been a host at InfoWars for a couple of years, has resigned from InfoWars, alleging Alex Jones was pressuring him to back off on criticism of Trump and be less of a pessimist. Huh. You mean InfoWars, the anti-globalist network fighting against the lizard people and demons like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, turkey neck Bill Gates? You mean the anti-globalist network is now revealing some kind of colors in the fact that, you can't criticize Trump? You can't criticize the administration that's currently occupying the White House, that's currently responsible for the United States of America? That's kind of a bit telling and revealing about this organization. Now, I can do a full breakdown of this. I can show you all the footage, of the buildup of this, but that would take forever. Like, there's a whole story behind this. But luckily, Nico House of Duopoly Destroyer, who does really excellent work, I highly recommend checking out his stuff. He did this kind of breakdown for us and did this video wrap up of it, saying Alex Jones fires Owen Shroyer and tries to attack his character for Owen having the audacity to hold Trump accountable, call out Israel, and not be a mindless Zionist mouthpiece. Jones doesn't realize that by firing Owen and showing his ass, he showed us exactly who he's really working for. So that kind of reveals all this intent, that Owen Shroyer didn't just leave on the fact that, I'm just done with the company, I just want to move on and explore other opportunities. That it was almost like he was forced out because InfoWars has kind of changed a very drastic direction. Instead of going to, its usual anti-globalist route, they're now siding up with very predominant billionaire figures like Elon Musk, like Donald Trump, like Benjamin Netanyahu. Recently, they, boasted about Palantir. I kid you not, they boasted about Palantir and how it's just such a small organization. It's not as big as, the Bill Gates conglomerate sees, but Palantir is very innocent, even though they're taking data from Americans and creating this AI futuristic dystopian society. They're very, very small. But Here's what Nico House had to say about this.
Owen Shroyer is out at InfoWars after Alex Jones just said he's been a little bit too negative about Donald Trump. In a recent video, Owen Shroyer came out on his podcast and said that he is out at InfoWars after Alex Jones had said that he's been too negative and critical of Donald Trump.
Alex is not easy to work for, and that's fine, that's okay. But, okay, he says I'm too negative, he says I'm a pessimist, whatever, I'm too anti-Trump. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm too negative now, maybe I'm too much of a pessimist now, maybe I'm too anti-Trump now, whatever his issue was when he kept coming in the show, telling me I'm too negative, saying I'm a pessimist on his show. The same issues that I had started up immediately as soon as I came back. And it's not to say that I didn't have creative control over the InfoWars war room. But I mean, imagine it's like somebody staring over your back 24/7.
Now, what are these criticisms you might say are too negative? Things like, hey man, you said you were going to release the Epstein list. Why haven't you released the Epstein list? Hey man, you said that you were going to be the peace president. Why do you keep trying to thrust us into wars, especially on behalf of Israel?
Oh, the camera footage was corrupt.
So that's apparently the two negative positions of Donald Trump that, hey, remember those campaign promises you made about, ending the wars, releasing the Epstein list, the kind of big components of bringing in MAGA and bringing in your base and rallying people to vote for you. Yeah, you kind of failed on that. What's going on? You mean journalism? Owen Shroyer doing basic journalism is what's causing this controversy. And, people make this argument about like, oh, you're being too pessimistic and you're not focusing on, the good of certain people and the good of, politicians and give credit where credit's due. I can't speak for him, but I could say for someone like me, because I get the argument all the time about how I'm, pessimistic on Mark Carney and I don't look at the goods that he's done for the country. And I say, I don't have, loyalty or favorability to any politician. I'm kind of the post-duopoly, post-political party person out there. And I'm the kind of person that looks at individual cases and I give credit where credit's due. If someone does something right that I agree with, then I give credit to that person, regardless of who they are. If they do something bad, then I'm going to say that they're doing something bad, regardless of who that person is. That's kind of the point of being a journalist. That's kind of the point of being in this media sphere, is you're not kissing the ass constantly to one specific political party. That's what MSNBC does. That's what Fox News does. That's what OAN, that's what Newsmax does. They have their sides. They have their boundaries in what they can criticize and what they can't criticize. But, the point of being in, on the internet and having your own show is you don't have to do that. That's kind of the point of it. You're an outsider. You're allowed to critique on who you want to critique. But my guess is, with Alex Jones's position where he is right now, with the Sandy Hook lawsuit, with the fact that InfoWars was almost bankrupt, that was almost bought out by The Onion, remember that? And the fact that, even though he's still kind of a outsider and they, blocked him off of YouTube and Apple and elsewhere, he has this persona, he has this area that now he has to serve the masters that keep him going. So, just like how Alex Jones got his X account back from Elon Musk and thanked Elon Musk for bringing him back to that platform, now he owes favors to Elon Musk. Now he owes debt to Donald Trump because Donald Trump, not so much in 2024, but in 2016, for example, Donald Trump brought Alex Jones to mainstream attention. Hillary Clinton even mentioned him by name during the campaign. So he owes a lot of debts to people. And when you're in that position, you're pretty much at a crossroads where you have to bend the knee to serve somebody because you owe that amount of debt to that person. You owe that amount of debt to keep yourself going So you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. In this case, it's the Trump administration and Israel. And that's why Alex Jones will go after a predominant journalist within his own company instead of actually holding account to the administration that should be held account and making a complete embarrassment of the situation. But watch where this goes.
Oh, the judges fell asleep. Oh, wait, never mind. Here's some of the whole thing. So it's like they want us to like follow all these little stupid cookie crumbs. Just like, no, you just lied about the whole damn thing. Okay, the whole damn thing is a lie. I'm not gonna. It's like, oh, this was cut, this was edited. Oh, he said you're just lying to us.
Now they're like, stop asking about it. Stop asking.
Yeah.
Like, why do you guys care about the Epstein files? We're not going to release those. There are no files.
But it's like, imagine selling out your integrity. Oh, I trust whatever the government says now, or oh, move on from the Epstein files, and imagine just totally selling your integrity like that, and then people say, oh, Schroyer's gonna regret it. Oh, he's gonna go running back to Trump. First of all, I don't run to Trump for a pat on the head like you do, like a dog.
What do you mean pray for peace? You're the ones praying for war. You're the ones celebrating 50,000, 100,000 dead, whatever it is in Gaza. You're the ones celebrating the strikes on Iran. You're the ones celebrating every time Israel escalates a war, you celebrate. And then as soon as Israel has to pay the price, you cry victim and you say pray for peace. What? What? You're literally bombing. Israel is bombing like 5-6 different countries. You just struck Iran and you don't expect retaliation?
Basically, listen.
By the way, the Trump administration right now is going after Venezuela. Did you know that? The Trump administration is ramping up warfare attacks on Venezuela. Because it worked so well, the first administration, when Trump tried to put in Juan Guaido, their little puppet, to be the official president of Venezuela to capture their oil. That's what it's always been about. It's always about capturing their oil. It's about American and Western capitalist investors looking to dig their heels into the grounds of Venezuela, capture their resources, and delegitimize their country. That's how it's always been. And now they're trying to do it again. Again. On top of all the other catastrophic, downright lies that Owen Shroyer is putting out there. And he's putting it out there, again, as he stated there, it's not, he's not doing this to get access to Donald Trump, which we know a lot of journalists do that. A lot of journalists, toe the line to whatever establishment party they're affiliated with to get access, so they can have conversations with Bernie Sanders, so they can go to cocktail parties with Trump donors. So they get access to all these private areas. Oh, look at me. I'm a regular podcaster for the people, but I'm hanging out with a bunch of Palantir employees. Yeah! War is kind of cool. Pedos are okay, kind of. I'm just imagining people like Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk doing that, because that's what you get with them. Well, let's see more of this.
Things that Alex Jones would criticize, let's just say, I don't know, Joe Biden, for example, but refuses to criticize Donald Trump about. But in addition to all of that, Owen Shroyer says that Alex Jones has him sitting in on his shows, taking interviews on behalf of Alex Jones, even trying to force him to push some of Alex Jones' talking points, but Alex Jones haven't given Owen Shroyer a raise since 2018, ladies and gentlemen. And when Owen requested a raise to stay on the show, Alex said that he felt like Owen was treating him like some crack hoe for wanting to, I don't know, live and be valued for the work and your contributions that you're giving to the show that are clearly valuable, or else you wouldn't be having me come on here and let me sit in for you all the time.
I haven't had a raise at InfoWars since 2018. I haven't had a raise since 2018. Again, I'm not mad about that. It's never been about money for me, but can you imagine? I mean, folks, the cost of living has about doubled since 2018. Okay. So, I mean, I'm basically just living paycheck to paycheck at this point. And then I feel like I can't even control my own show I feel like Alex, and I, Alex said to me on the phone, he's not unhappy with me. He thinks I do great work, and I hope he means that. I don't know. But it's just like when he's constantly disrupting the show and constantly telling me what to cover and constantly telling me the guests, it just feels like I have no control anymore.
It kind of sounds like you're on MSNBC or CNN or Fox News or any of the big major corporate cable outlets. I still find that so funny. Oh my God. Can you imagine the conversation? Like just having a conversation with Alex Jones. Hey, I do pretty good work at InfoWars. I do a lot of these segments. I produce a lot of viewers for your channel. Is there a possibility I can get a raise? I don't think so. You're taking advantage of me like a crack whore. What are you, some sort of lizard person? Do you work for the Clintons? Taking advantage of me? Do you think I'm dumb? Urgh! I think one thing's for sure. A lot of people could say a lot of things on Alex Jones. I could say a lot of things about Alex Jones. One thing is for sure, I think everyone can relate to this. Everyone can agree. This man is hysterical. I don't know if you believe him or not on everything, if you think he's trustworthy, if you think he's like the greatest, broadcaster known to mankind, whatever the case may be. I think we can all agree that this man, this kind of a guy, this kind of a character is just absolutely hysterical for the internet. And that's why I want to cover this story specifically, because of just how fanatical Alex Jones can get. They would say it with a straight face. I mean, even look at that. Look at the picture they're using. Ah! So, but Owen Shroyer, just being a journalist and, thinking he has a little bit of creative control on his show that's on the internet, that InfoWars is not supposed to be corporate media, is acting more and more like corporate media. Go figure.
Response to Owen's very measured, very measured announcement of leaving InfoWars, Alex Jones literally lost his mind on air. He said that he was going to destroy Owen for just being honest about his separation with InfoWars.
You are a snake. You are a rat. You are a fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. And then he goes on fucking air and lies about me. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. I won't fucking take people stabbing me in the back anymore. Fuck you.
See, but I know why Alex is really so upset that Owen is parted ways and is being honest.
Oh,
due to
dear
his criticisms of
God.
Trump and really Israel. See, if you actually look at a compilation of Jones's takes, you realize that not only does he constantly and regularly contradict himself, but he actually has a boss that maybe his audience and his staff was not aware that he was working for.
I've been neutral in Israel because it's a politically correct subject that's just fraught with mental illness. Because most of the Palestinians were never in, quote, Palestine or where Israel now is, where Jerusalem is, predating Palestine, as it's been called for 1,000 years. You look at who's starting these rebellions and these attacks, it's Palestinians, because they don't even exist, folks. They're just people that migrated into that area and want to take it over. It's a made-up thing. Trump's doing would mess up an Israeli deal to get that oil. Oh, sure, he's supporting settlements in some limited areas because Israel's growing. That's what Israel's doing, and Israel's under attack. And this two-state solution was always a fraud.
So I'm just gonna stop there because this goes on for quite a while. But you get the picture, and it's hysterical. The whole take is just going up in arms about a guy who's been on that platform for many years, who's just doing his job as being a journalist, and it really. And I don't know if Nico House said this in the clips there, because I was just laughing hysterically. But really, it kind of ticked Alex Jones off when there was an interview between Owen Shroyer and Nick Fuentes on InfoWars. They were interacting with each other, and anyone that knows anything about broadcasting, like, this should almost be an example of what not to do in a broadcast, okay? Anyone that's familiar with the industry, when you're conducting an interview, when you're reaching out to someone to say, hey, I want you to come on to my show and have a conversation, it is a daunting task, folks. It's very, very hard to schedule a person and coordinate with somebody else to bring together and have a conversation. Like, people don't realize there's a lot of necessary steps that take in order to develop an interview on television, or in this case, on YouTube. On the air. And what really annoyed Owen Shroyer, and I wish I had the clip with me, but I don't, was Alex Jones purposely disrupted that interview. They were having a good conversation back and forth, and then all of a sudden Alex Jones goes on and says, wait a minute. And he goes on, jumps onto the stage right in front of Owen Shroyer, wrecking the interview, stopping the conversation, and Alex Jones trying to make a joke about the fact that, oh, I got a phone call from Tel Aviv telling you not to talk about Israel. I got a call from Benjamin Netanyahu, my boss. He's telling me not to talk about Israel. So I'm putting an end to this. I told Owen many times over, we got to stop talking about Israel. And of course, Owen Shroyer, who spent all this time trying to get Nick Fuentes, that was trying to have this conversation, is pissed off. And I would be too if I was in that position. Like, you worked endlessly to organize and get an interview intact with Nick Fuentes, regardless of how you feel about that guy. That's a different conversation. You're trying to get an interview with this guy, getting through all of the channels, the checkpoints, coordinating back and forth, timing, okay, when are you coming, this, that, and the other. And to have your boss just immediately interrupt the conversation, to deliberately stop the conversation, is just, it's just downright awful. It's downright in bad taste. Even if you were trying to make a joke about it, even if Alex Jones is giggling and trying to make a joke about, yeah, it's about Israel. Like, that's not the point. You purposely stopped a conversation. You deliberately did that. Anytime anyone does that in broadcast television, when you're doing an interview, is purposely to stop the conversation. And that's what Alex Jones is doing. So that was one of the biggest turning points of why Owen Shroyer got infuriated with Alex Jones, because Alex Jones purposely interrupted the ability to have a conversation, the ability to have an actual interview on his own show. And this is what led to this downhill, just absolute catastrophe of Alex Jones just completely embarrassing himself. It's hysterical to watch. I'm like laughing myself to death on the overreaction of Alex Jones' take of this, but it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to the company. It's an embarrassment to the viewers. Like, to sit there and watch this, like, they're probably interested in hearing the conversation with Owen Shroyer and Nick Fuentes, and then all of a sudden this clown shows up and, oh, well, I got to stop this because you're talking about Israel. And then there was also a conversation about how Owen Shroyer was, thinking about sending Alex to Israel to go up against the Wailing Wall. And of course, Alex Jones responded, yeah, I would do that just to troll people. Like, I would go up to the Wailing Wall and tongue kiss it like a prostitute on Main Street. He didn't actually say that, but the context was there. It was just, it's so hysterical. It's so hysterical that this has now become a laughing stock. Anyone that watches InfoWars and still thinks of Alex Jones as some sort of, mental, great guy, this journalist, this guy that's willing to stick his head out to, stop the globalist takeover, has now really seen that the globalists took over him. Because clearly he's siding, cowardly behind Donald Trump and Israel and Palantir. and a lot of that side of the globalist dominion. Because while he screams about, Bill Gates, you don't think Alex Karp is doing the same thing by creating AI technology that's going to mass surveil and drone you if you get out of line? You don't think that's disturbing? You don't think that's crazy? Well, Palantir is just a small company. They don't have anything to do with anything. So it just shows what just an absolute embarrassment the guy is. And it makes it even worse because it didn't even stop there. So Owen Shroyer left. He explained why he left on his own personal terms on his own podcast. And then Alex Jones interrupts another segment of his own channel. So Alex interjects live show to respond to Owen Shroyer's leaving InfoWars. Was it really about money? Rex sings a happy song. So this guy here, you can see on camera, the bald guy, that's Alex Jones' son. That's his own son that is a contributor for InfoWars. And his own show gets interrupted by his father absolutely going insane. Like a rambling lunatic that's drunk at Thanksgiving, making an entire scene of the dinner. And it's up to the son of Alex Jones to calm down his father, who's going berserk because Owen Shroyer left on his own terms. Listen to this.
I'm here to censor.
Oh no, he's here. We've crossed the line.
You should launch a new independent show and claim that I censored you for years and get 1 million viewers and betray me. And you're allowed to lie about me any way you want.
You know I love you.
No,
look. Let's reject the let's reject the grabbler.
This is a. I'm using this as a case point. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
How much have I come in and censored you over the years?
Yeah, not enough, frankly. I'd say some things that I shouldn't be saying.
Have I ever censored you?
Never once. Literally never once.
Hey, if you want to quit and have a publicity stunt and lie about me, I forgive you, okay?
Well, that's
I know. I'm
very
just saying I expected. Hey, David Knight did it. Owen's done it. And I tell you, I was taking the high.
I mean, the fact that you're interrupting yet another broadcast to have this kind of it's almost like a corporate retreat where you're trying to bring the employees into the one room and be like, okay, guys, have I ever censored any of you? Be honest. Have I ever censored any one of you? You're on camera and you're being recorded and I'm going to use this data against you, but do I ever censor you? Like, do you see what he's doing here? Do you see he's trying to bait his own employees by doing this? Obviously, they're on air, they're on camera. The world is watching this, or how many audience members that still tune into InfoWars, they're watching this, hoping that they're going to submit to Alex Jones. Like, oh, do I censor you? Do you go off and go in tangents and lie about me? I'm a good boss, right? I'm a good boss, right? That's right, son. I'm using this as a case point. I have nothing against you. But yet you're going on disrupting a broadcast. Even his own son. Look at the facial expression. Like, he's pissed off as father's interrupting his son's broadcast. This is not what you do in broadcasting. This is bad faith acting. That he's going up on the stage during a broadcast and having this sit down with his employees, trying to force them into submitting to Alex Jones. Do I censor you? Do I censor you? You're allowed to speak. You're on here right now. You can speak what you want. You can lie to me whatever you want. I don't censor you. And then he's going to take this, of course, as an attack for Owen Shroyer.
Until I actually started watching it. And it's like Anakin Skywalker's become Darth Vader.
Can we sing a song?
Hey, when I go on the air, I'm letting you have it, Schroyer. You stabbed your brother in this operation in the back, and you're a fucking liar.
Can we sing a song?
Fucking asshole.
Can we sing a song?
Shit.
We're gonna take a little break here. We're gonna sing a song. I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murdering scum, running giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." I have them on.
Oh, God. Man, when your son has to be the saving grace to sing a meme about your father to calm him down over a dispute with the employee that left on his own terms because he felt that he was ousted by Alex Jones, completely derailing his broadcast. And you can see here, he does it to everybody. Yeah, it just shows Alex Jones has just lost it. He's absolutely losing. He's going completely downhill. And I think the only saving grace that people can rely on Alex Jones is that it's still hilarious. It's still hilarious that he goes on these, unhinged rants, even at the expense of his own employees. Talking about the dirty friggin' bastard that's lying to me. You're a hand biter. You don't want to be a hand biter. You want to be a patriot. Come here. I want to smell if you have sulfur on you. You must be a demon. Good God. Good God. That's the same man. That's the same man that owes a lot of money to a lot of families. As a man who has a lot of debt to deal with, which is my philosophy on why Alex Jones is doing all this is because he has to pay the bills somehow. And in this crazy nutcase world, you have to surrender, especially if you're like a broadcaster, surrender to a certain area or a certain, company or a certain country and promote their narrative so they can pay you well off. And that's what I think Alex Jones is doing here, is trying to protect his identity and his money that is trying to pay off his debts, and he's kissing the ring back to the establishment, even though the whole personality, the reason Alex Jones exists in this world is supposed to be defiant against the establishment. And here's an example of back in 2001. This was the day after 9/11, folks, that Alex Jones went after 9/11, the day after 9/11, went on a full-on, full-on report on the involvement of foreign countries and Israel's involvement. Remember the dancing Israelis controversy that even ABC, NBC, CBS, they did news reports back in the day and no one brought up since? Remember those controversies? He brought them to attention. The month before 9/11, Alex Jones predicted it. Alex Jones predicted that there are intelligence reports warning that there's going to be a catastrophe on the Twin Towers. That was Alex Jones stating that. And now he has completely gone a totally separate direction. It's like he's went to a parallel universe and now has become the simp that could work at Fox News. That's the kind of person he is now. When he goes on and breaks up an interview and, demonizes other people. Oh, you're such a liar. How dare you? You're a hand biter. Just an absolute mess. Just an absolute mess. And I still find it funny to watch these just hysterical rants of his that just have no real measure, no real sight of reality. I mean, when he lost that custody hearing with his own kids and he blamed it on a bowl of chili, that was actually a thing, by the way. He blamed the loss of his children, the custody hearing, on a bowl of chili. It was poison, That bowl of chili just kind of effed me up a little, and I don't know what I could do about it. I'm sure the aliens and space monsters and the lizard people had something to do with it. It's just a sad world of Alex Jones just collapsing within. And because he owes so much debt, because of almost being completely bankrupt and having to almost sell off InfoWars to The Onion, of all people, In order to maintain whatever stature he has left, he has to now cave to the political establishment, in this case, Donald Trump, in this case, Israel, to gain whatever momentum he has left. And that's why he's going to go after his own hosts and interrupt their broadcast to try to transform InfoWars into this project that asserts that dominant narrative. It just seems, it's just such a catastrophe.